Welcome back to the Instant Fame. Let's dive into this fascinating story together. Well, my invitation must have gotten lost in the mail. I imagine yours did too. But let's talk about Lauren Sanchez's over-the-top wedding. Apparently this wedding cost about $50 million. It might have cost $60 million. $70 million, who cares? When you're worth $200 billion, they could have spent $100 million on this wedding and not even blinked. Lauren Sanchez, she went viral for this Dolce & Gabbana dress she wore. It's all white and lacy. I'm not a fashion expert, but if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, come over to YouTube so you can see what we're talking about. She's also on the cover of Vogue now. I don't know if this is why Anna Wintour stepped down, but Vogue has definitely changed. They used to put models and real thought leaders on the cover. Now it's Lauren Sanchez because she married an unbelievably wealthy man. But hey, she looks happy, and I'll admit I used to poke fun at her and Jeff Bezos, but I've come around. At least they own the fact that they're out of touch. They're not like Harry and Meghan, pretending to be relatable while living in a Monaco mansion. Lauren's like, yeah, I'm marrying one of the richest men alive. We're in love, we're short, we're important, and we like to have a good time. Jeff Bezos looks happier than ever, grinning from ear to ear. But let's talk about the wedding guests. We have to start with the Kardashians. They all showed up except Kourtney. And I hate that I even know that. My brain feels dumber just for retaining that information. But Kris Jenner, the ultimate momager because the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder, dragged her daughters across the Atlantic for this wedding. You know she was thinking, if Lauren Sanchez gets cold feet, I've got my girls ready to step in. Or maybe she was hoping to match them up with some wealthy princes or billionaires. It felt like a Bridgerton situation, Kris parading her single daughters around like they were up for auction. Now, Kim Kardashian, she had to be seething at this wedding. Think about it. Kim spent 20 years hustling sex tape, cute, endorsing every product under the sun, dating Ray J, Kanye, and who knows who else. And here comes Lauren Sanchez, who seemingly came out of nowhere, marrying a man worth $200 billion. You know, Kim was mad, and you could tell because at the after party, she showed up in the most revealing outfit I've ever seen at a wedding. I don't care if it was the after party, this was basically a let them eat cake Marie Antoinette look. If Marie Antoinette had been mauled by raccoons, her boobs were practically falling out. Kim, showing up to another woman's wedding like that? Not a girl's girl move. But that's Kim for you, always making it about herself. Other guests? Oprah Winfrey was there. And what's wild is that just before the election, Oprah was out here saying, if we don't vote for Kamala Harris, democracy will end. But here she is, living it up in Venice with Gayle King. Oh, and Gayle glad to see she's back on Earth after her little space joyride. Then there's Leonardo DiCaprio, Mr. Climate Change himself, flying in on a private jet with his latest girlfriend who, at 27, is practically a senior citizen by his dating standards. Leo loves to lecture us about carbon footprints, but rules for thee, not for me, huh? And let's talk about the real stars of this wedding, the plastic surgery. If a boat had sunk in Venice, at least everyone would have floated. There was enough silicone and filler in that crowd to keep them all above water. Plastic surgeons should have been handing out business cards like, hey, I see you've already had work done, but let's talk about your next procedure. Oh, and Oprah, I don't care what she says, but the O in her name stands for Ozempic. She's looking different. And it's funny because she's invested in some weight loss drug company while still being part of Weight Watchers. The irony. But you know who looked amazing? Ivanka Trump. Classy, elegant, stunning. She and Jared Kushner were the picture of sophistication. A breath of fresh air next to all the overdone glam. So, what do you think? Would you have wanted an invite to this wedding? Or are you like me, happy to watch the chaos from home? Drop your thoughts below, I want to hear them.